A few years ago, Pastor Mike came to me and said that the Lord had dealt with him that we needed to do more than what we were doing for the homeless. He cast a vision as much as he knew regarding what he wanted to do at a meeting with us, and then we were to determine how to make that happen. Short-term goals, long-term goals.
At a point, and it was I think around 2013, I just heard the Holy Spirit say homeless. I mean, it was just one word, just homeless. That was a whole different arena for us. We had given to ministries that ministered to the homeless. We had given to shelters, supported, but that wasn't our assignment. Here, I felt God was giving our church an assignment that we were to actually get deeply involved in it.
In 2017, the Faith Chapel Christian Center opened the Care Center in downtown Birmingham to meet the needs of the homeless or in transition population. Through collaborative partnerships, the Care Center picks up where other organizations leave off in services offered.
The gaps that they mentioned were showers. There weren't enough places for showers for the individuals. Laundry was another issue, because if you live in a facility, you have laundry, but if you don't, you don't. Computer access, and from a pantry standpoint, since we don't have like enough room for clothing, but they said it's enough clothing pantries, but they said the biggest item that they need and don't have at other pantries is gym shoes, which I thought was interesting. So I never would have thought about gym shoes, but it makes sense. So those are the things we added to our center, were the things that they said where there were gaps. So that's kind of how we got started.
Open every Saturday and Tuesday, the Care Center also offers medical and legal services to individuals, as well as providing resources such as bus passes, Visa gift cards, and agency contacts for helping obtain IDs, birth certificates, and the like.
It's a huge endeavor, and it's not an endeavor. When you talk about eradicating homelessness in Birmingham, it would be remiss of us to think that we could do it alone. There are other agencies, churches, organizations, and so we consider ourselves a player in this big pool of people.
As a part of Pastor Moore's vision, the Care Center serves not only as a resource for individuals in transition, but as a ministry function of the church.
And he said, you can provide all other services you want, but one service that must happen is church service. We must have the word going forth. Anything else you can build around it, but that has to be one of the main services.
Pastor Moore's other long-term plan is to offer affordable housing to people in transition, giving them more permanence and stability.
Because think about it, most of these people are homeless because they can't afford housing. The rent for decent housing, if you're a minimum wage person, it could very easily, you could not be able to afford a decent place to rent. So affordable housing is another one of the things that we're going to be providing long-term here.
In my heart of hearts, we have 140 acres of land that we own as a church. I have a dream of building a community for the homeless. I have a dream, but we just in the first phase of it.
Just like Pastor Moore and wife Kenitha started Faith Chapel Christian Center with just 4 people, and it has grown to a congregation of thousands, Pastor Moore looks forward to watching the Care Center grow and change lives in Birmingham.
When you see the homeless center, when you see that Care Center, see it as a seed, because there's something bigger that's going to come from it. But everything comes with a seed. You do it, you nourish the seed, you pray over the seed, you believe God, and He causes it to grow and He causes it to expand. So I am convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that He's going to do it for the homeless. There's no doubt in my mind. I just have learned to be more patient, that it takes time. And our dream is one day there'll be no homeless people in Birmingham, nobody on the street. Now that is huge, and it's going to take more than Faith Chapel to do that, but that's our dream.